On Instagram, I put out a reaction highlight reel of my reaction of the Aristocrats Otherworldly Adventure. And I got a comment saying that they did not like this anime because the first 5 episodes was filler. Now this got me thinking, does he actually know what filler means? And upon talking to him, his meaning of filler was that there was no action in the anime at all. Now one thing that I noticed about anime recently is the fact that the word filler has slowly become misconstrued of what it really means. Now originally filler means things that were not in the written material, but I also think that there is some things that are in canon filler, so things that were not in the manga or the written material that push the story and the narrative forward. But lately, the meaning of filler to some people is that there is no action sequence, there's no action, that is just a lot of talking, especially in an anime that people expect to be non-stop fighting and etc. An example of this was when Reincarnated as a Slime had its new season. People did not like the fact that there was a lot of meetings and discussions of Rimuru talking with the leaders of that area and etc. And in this sense of the Aristocrats Otherworldly Adventure, people did not like the fact that Kain was a child living his life just in general and discovering his powers. Now all of this is in relation to the story, and it does put the narrative forward of what's happening in its respective anime, whether if it's Slime or the Aristocrats Otherworldly Adventure. There are anime that are actual filler that have nothing to do with what's been happening in the current arc. They just put it in there and is just there to just give the anime some moments to breathe while the manga pulls ahead forward. An example that did this more recently, Black Clover did this, and they were supposedly giving us a in-canon filler of them training, like a good training arc, but we didn't really get that, unfortunately. It was just this long drawn out side story that, you know, honestly we could have done without, or they could have just made it shorter. They were just dragging the story along, and that's the thing with filler sometimes, is that it drags the story along, and or they just put it there and just makes it feel information that we already know, and they just don't have to repeat it. Do I support filler? I don't like it. I don't think anyone likes filler unless it's a good filler. You know, there are some fairly decent fillers. I know One Piece had some fillers that I actually kind of liked, and there are some fillers in My Hero Academia that I even like. But we can't deny the fact that filler is annoying when we get filler episodes in anime, because sometimes they just give us the filler at the most inappropriate time when we are trying to get to the meat, the nitty-gritty of what's been happening, especially during a mid-fight scene. But sometimes, like those little side stories, which is canon and in the manga, is necessary for us to see their growth as a character. But I would say, like, a lot of the times also, it's not completely necessary. So does filler mean that there's no action? No, it does not.